Hello everyone, my beautiful angels, my light worker starseeds. Welcome back to this week's tarot reading. This is going to be what expansion is coming for you. And this is a timeless reading as well. And we have 4 piles laid out here with the fairy stickers to choose from. So this is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you can see them and have a little look now. Take a real deep breath, maybe even close your eyes, take a deep breath, and when you open your eyes, which one really grabs your attention? Which one has your energy? Which one has your vibe? You can pick more than one pile. It's really down to you, your intuition, what you feel guided to and what you feel called to doing. Know that you will always pick the right pile. There's always going to be a message in there for you, and if it doesn't resonate, then just come back here and maybe pick the one that you're like, oh yeah, I did kind of think that, because sometimes I do that. So yeah, this is going to be on what expansion is coming for you. So pile number 1, I'm going to show you a close-up of your sticker. It's a little fairy looking up into the sky. Pile number 2, you have a cute blue little fairy baby. Pile number 3, beautiful pink fairy, some flowers. And pile number 4, you have this really cute little daisy fairy. Whichever one is really calling to you, grabbing your attention, then that one will be your pile, and I'm going to have the timestamps in the description below so you can click to it, click on the timestamp and go straight to your reading. I will adjust the camera so you can see these a bit better if you need to pause it here. Sorry, that's a bit wobbly. But yeah, so this is going to be the reading. Take what resonates and please leave behind what doesn't, but I'm very excited about this reading. Also, if you live in the UK and you're into pretty jewelry, dainty jewelry, or crystals and crystal healing, then go to the description below and give some love, or check out my Depop and my Instagram where I make my own crystal jewelry. So with that all being said, I'm gonna get into the video now. So love you all, and I'll see you in your pile. Hello, pile 1. If you picked this sticker of the fairy looking to the sky, this is gonna be your reading. And now I've already shuffled the cards, already laid out your oracle cards and your tarot cards, so that we can get straight into the reading. First of all of you that have picked this pile, the expansion that's coming to you has to do with your mental state and your feelings, your emotions and your thought. And it's going to impact your material realm because you're going to start doing different things. You're going to start having maybe not like a whole new routine, but you're going to start going about your goals differently. And it seems like the expansion that's coming to you is kind of like it's kind of like a resting point for you to realign with your higher self, or your soul intention, or your source intention, or your source purpose, to help you have that hope to carry on. It feels like things have been heavy at the minute. And I say this because you do have so much of this watery energy going on with the Pisces here. Intimacy, intuition, and compassion. I really feel like you guys have been doing some emotional healing, and in a bit of a period that seems to be more inward. Maybe you've had to take a little break, or it's just that you're in a very reflective energy at the minute. Your emotions have been heightened to create this energy for you to realign yourself, to gain back your self-love and that power, that empowered energy. Because I feel like before or now, you may be feeling quite defeated in a couple of ways when it comes to what you're doing, what you're growing, or just your life path in general. This feels like you guys are able to see a higher perspective. But all in all, your life path, I feel as if you guys aren't really serious, but it's just that you take this incarnation seriously and you want to get the goals done that you feel passionate about and that you feel called to do and you want to do and create in this lifetime. You have so much energy to put into growing your projects, growing your work, and you've done so much work at mastering your emotions to help you manifest and align you with the path that you want to. But it's like this devil energy is coming in that kind of sweeps away your hope of your potential. And with this Seek card up here, this is really you seeking answers. This is you seeking to break out of your limiting beliefs systems or your own mind, or just things that make you feel limited. You're in a new energy of seeking because you've been you've kind of almost, how do I word this? It's like you're walking along and then you kind of stumble down and you're sat on the ground, and this is like a pause for you guys, and it makes you realize the things that are important. It makes you realize where maybe you can give yourself more self-love, and where you're kidding yourself, because you have so much potential. You have so many things that I feel like you have acted on and planted seeds to wait for them to grow. Sorry about that. There's something with my throat chakra. Throat chakra. Butt scratcher. Okay. So the expansion that you're having is stepping into this really empowered sense of boundaries and self-worth. And that doesn't just go for other people. This goes for yourself in the way that how you will allow yourself to think and speak to yourself. Because there's been a lot of lack mindsets coming up that, are you doing the right thing? Are you on the right path? And will you ever really get there? You have all this potential, but will they ever open up? And your mind with this devil energy has been making you feel shut out from your dreams, shut out from your goals, and a bit out of control, because you do have so much energy. As we said, you're such a free spirit. You have so much enthusiasm and passion to put into your work and what you want to create in this lifetime. And you will grow it, and you will take your time to grow it, and you don't mind being patient. But you have been very patient. And I feel like this is your mindset. It's like, but you have been very patient. And is it ever actually going to come? With the Hierophant here, I can see you guys, you are very wise souls. And as I said, you take your life path seriously because, you know, we only have one life, and you want to be that change to help people, to grow, to maybe something to do with communication, your networking, teaching, learning. Very much you guys, I see you as kind of teachers with this Mercury and Hierophant energy. So, and also this does echo that same energy of being in your thought realm, you know, and being very sensitive to how you're feeling at the minute. Your emotions have been heightened for you to reflect upon things. And it just feels like, you know, when things bubble for a while and it's like things may have been a bit meh, that they've been bubbling and bubbling, and then it suddenly comes to a point where you say, right, that's enough. And then you have maybe a breakdown or you have a breakthrough, and you decide, let's change this. I don't want to feel this way anymore. And you're breaking out of limiting belief systems, especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to your dreams in general, on what you will achieve, because you will achieve so much. You will achieve so much because you're such a high vibrational spirit, and you have such divine guidance within you, and the things that you're drawn to doing, especially in your work, I feel like are things that you feel called to doing, and that's why you want to do them. So you have all this energy to put into things, but you may find or may feel like once you start doing them, they kind of fall through, or it's like this up and down kind of vibe, you know what I mean? And Spirit's saying, you have been doing so well. You have been growing and repairing. You've been growing your work projects and things like that, and your passions, and thinking about your life path, but you've also been healing yourself at the same time, you guys. And Spirit's saying the tree in which you're growing, the roots are massive. You have done so much inner work for this that it's making it easier for you to manifest it in your physical material realm, but it's still manifesting slower, I think, than you would like. But know that just because you can't see the energetic progress you've made doesn't mean it won't come. You know, like, all of this energy you've put out there will come back to you, for sure it will, and you all deserve it. But yeah, it feels like you're really dreaming, really thinking. There is such a dreamy energy to you. And then again, I just get drawn back to this Pisces energy, and you guys are very intuitive people. You're very nurturing, and it feels like this etherealness that you've been doing a lot of work on the other side right now. In your dreams especially, you've been doing work. So if you've been feeling tired, if you've been feeling worn out, because you have passion to put into your projects, but maybe when you go to do them, you're just feeling tired. You've been doing so much soul work that you're unaware of, like on a subconscious level, in your dreams, when your soul is at rest, or your avatar, your physical body is at rest, your soul is not sleeping. They are go, go, go. And I love that about you guys. You have wonderful energy when it comes to that, making your dreams happen, and being active about it, taking action on them, even if it's just the first step and things aren't in completion. You take action on them. I'm going to read you this self-love card that says, if you've been beating yourself up, if beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, and happy. Try loving yourself instead. And I really feel like the expansion that's coming for you is going to be like a... Like, I don't feel like this is something little. I feel like you're about to touch your freedom, and in many areas, because it's like you've had all these things that you're waiting for that have the potential to blossom, and you've been waiting, and that's going to happen in this expansion. But not only that, this expansion is massively also involved with your emotions and your mental realm. The way that you communicate to people is going to change. You may find that you have levels up in your intuition because you're clearing out self-doubt, and that's something that may have held you back a bit when it comes to your intuition, is your self-doubt, and that's getting gone. You have this empowered energy, like, seriously. And that's what your expansion is booming into, is that you've had all of this potential that you've laid out. You feel like you have this devil energy of your ego chanting self-doubt at you, and thoughts that are you ever going to be able to do this? Will it ever happen? And are you even worthy of it, or anything like that? And it feels like you're having a big expansion because you're going to feel capable to achieve the things that you've been trying to achieve. As I said, the devil energy is being cleared out. You're not going to feel held back. You're not going to feel like you have self-limiting beliefs anymore. You're not going to feel limited by anything. The sky is going to feel like your limit after this expansion. I'm going to see what other information we can get on your expansion. Whoa. Dropped it on the floor. The Hermit is exactly your energy right now. And this is what I was going to say earlier. I feel like all of you that are in this phase right now, who are going through this emotional healing, you're feeling things on a more intense level. You're having to take a step back. You're having to spend time in reflection with yourself. Get to terms with yourself and how you really feel, because it feels like things may have been a bit chaotic energetically wise, and with your emotions, with your mood, with how you see yourself. It feels very all over the place, as if one day you could feel great and the next day you feel like everything is against you. And it's simply to do with this heightened sensitivity that Spirit is giving you, so you can take stock and clear out of these things. Oh my god, as well, I've just noticed, you notice how she's opening herself out from a cage? You guys are saying it's time now, and you're ready and you're okay to start empowering yourself from the love that you deserve. as if, like, because I feel like you have friends who really see you for who you are, and because you are such a wise teacher and nurturer of wisdom and love and healing, and it feels like you're going to be giving yourself that, and it's going to ripple out into the world. Your energy is going to become very magnetic to the people around you. You're going to start attracting new people, new opportunities, new collaborations with work, because your energy is changing. And how it is changing is that you're not looking outward to be like, how do other people see this? Will other people like this? Will this be helpful for other people? Will this benefit others? And instead it's turning onto yourself, and you're saying, oh, like, I can create this, I can do this, it's going from like the energy facing towards other people to your energy on yourself, and it makes you extremely magnetic. You're all very much standing in your own frame, breaking out of the cages that you set for yourself, that maybe you felt uncomfortable to step out before, and you're decided to own it, and you're just saying, who cares if someone doesn't like it, if someone doesn't like my opinion, if someone doesn't like me, if someone doesn't like something, I really don't care, because I'm not a good girl who's here to please everyone, or a good man, or a good you know what I mean? I'm not this sweet innocent, you are this sweet innocent energy, but you have boundaries too, and you will not be afraid to stand in your power if you need to. I'm going to read you the back of this card. The ability to suck it up is not a superpower. Saying no is your own power. Feels like you're having big level up on your boundaries, okay? And it feels like actually you may have secluded yourself from maybe groups of people or other friendships or social situations, because maybe you've not been the best at always saying no and letting people down, or do you know what I mean? Because that's inevitable in life. But like, you're such a kind, empathic, caring person that it can get hard to like let people down, or say no, or do this, or say how you really think and feel, because you don't want to upset anyone, and you don't want to be nasty or mean. And it just, you know, it takes this energy of empowerment to do that. And you may have like maybe secluded yourself more from interacting with people so much, just because I hope you're getting this energy that I'm getting. Closed yourself off from interacting with people as much because you made yourself believe that you had to live and act within their standards, so that they don't take anything wrong that you're saying, or do you know what I mean? Like, you had to act within other people's expectations of you. And I think this is because you're very intuitive, and you can pick up energy and other people's thoughts, and it's really hard to be in a group when you know what people are thinking about you and what their intentions are, for you to then act in your own frame, because it's like it all gets mixed up. And so maybe I feel as if you've through time had to recluse yourself a bit more, because you are so empathic at picking up energy that it's almost as if like you had to recluse to protect yourself. And in this expansion, you are standing in your own frame, and you're in this energy of, as I said, you literally give no Fs, no cares in the world. If someone doesn't like something you've made or you're doing, or something, or one of your opinions, you just don't care, because you're living for you and you're empowering yourself, and you're going to feel so in love with your journey and how things are opening up for you in this expansion, that, as I say, as I say, are you guys clumsy? Are you making me clumsy? Ow. God's sake. In this expansion, you're really standing in your own frame and in your own power, and you're not going to have much self-doubt, because, as I said, you're going to see the potential that you hold inside yourself. And I feel like that's what it is as well, is that you haven't always been able to see your own potential. Other people may see it, but you've not been able to see it yourself, and that's purely from the fact that they haven't opened up for you yet. And in your mind, you're basing these things of potential, you're not seeing them as potential, you're seeing them as kind of like inactive bombs. And instead of waiting for the bomb to go off, you're like, oh, I think it's like a dud one, or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a dud, but it's not. You're turning around and you're seeing the potential in all of your ideas, in yourself, how others see it in you too, because it is potential. Even if things haven't met your goal yet, or come to complete fulfillment, you know it's going to take time, and you know this now. But with all of this energy and enthusiasm and passion, I know you just want things to happen overnight, and it's like, it's such a good idea though, and it's helping people, but it's just not that simple sometimes. And don't let the pace of your journey make you lose hope, okay? Because do not feel like you have been shut out, that you've missed any opportunities, or do not let this devil energy make you feel as if you have no control and things are not going according to plan. They are. You've actually been, like the Hermit here, walking up and up, and this is like you walking up towards your goals, and it's been such a long journey, and it's in the dark, and it's like you have questions, and there's been lights to guide you along the way. You've been following your intuition towards this light, and actually what you found is that when you've made your way up here, what you thought was the journey to your goals was the journey towards this is beautiful. You were stepping up these steps thinking you're walking towards your goals, your manifestations. But when you got to the top, you realized there is no goal, there is no end product, and that you were actually leading yourself, back to your own authentic self. And when you got to the top, it gave you a perfect seat to look down on everything. It gave you a higher perspective on everything, and you learned so much, and you learn to love the journey, because there is no destinations. As I say, you're looking down on your subconscious in this expansion from a higher perspective place, and you are going to feel really proud of what you already have achieved and the potential of what you're yet to achieve. But yeah, something about, because there's a lot of staircases here as well, going up towards the light, and you're making your way up through this journey. But wow, with the King of Cups here, you really are very intuitive, very, very tuned in and turned on with your inner guidance, and your crown chakra as well. Your spiritual downloads and them intuitive thoughts you get. You're very into what you're feeling. So yeah, this expansion is going to be so beautiful, you guys. It's honestly going to be it sounded like Chewbacca then. I love this for you so much. Look at that. Like, look at that. This 6 of Wands. This is success. This is recognition. And this is you coming out of the water and standing up, and it's kind of like you're emerging from underneath and piercing your sword through the surface and rising up. And that is what it's going to be like with your energy as well. You're not going to feel as tired in this expansion. Your energy and your kundalini and your inner fire is rising up with you, almost as if you are summoning it up, and you have more control over this because of your perspectives and your mindset. And King of Swords over this last pile, which, yes, goes very well, because we know the King of Swords is a very, very wise person, very intelligent of the mental realms, the thought realms, everything like that. And it's about having a bird's eye view perspective, inner wisdom, and really thinking as well. Thinking before you act. Some of you may have had like decisions to make or choices to make, or you may have felt like you need to make a decision or choice to change things because you're not happy with where you are. And there's like you're not happy with where you are. You feel like it's maybe a bit stagnant, and that you're also not happy because of money and holding on to your security, and there's a lot of security issues going on, and in this expansion they will be ceasing because of your mindset. But yeah, with this King of Swords energy, it's saying that really higher perspective that you're going to gain, but it's also saying that you're so intelligent, but you can overthink things sometimes. And this devil energy, doesn't help because you are so intelligent. I feel like you can make these scenarios that are not nice seem really realistic for yourself, because you kind of that's what it is. You make it so realistic of these bad paths out of fear, and I completely get that, especially when it comes to money and lack mindsets. And it's like your mind can be its own worst. You guys, you're so intelligent, but it's like your mind is either your own number one fan or your own worst enemy. Do you know what I mean? And either way, it does a great job at it. So you're being called to rest when it comes to your work and things like that, because this is what's going to boom in your expansion, is the work that you've been setting out. But you're being called to rest right now and think. You have a collaboration or something coming, or that you do work for a community of some kind, or like a social media community, or like a YouTube or a podcast, or anything with this Mercury energy that's like networking with people, talking to people, thinking, learning, sharing your views, communicating with others. This is going to be a big part of your expansion. And what I feel it is now is that you're coming to a point of such an inner strength and discovery and realization of healing, that you gain a lot of clarity and answers through this period now, and they're what propels you through the next stage. Because with you guys, you are communicators, you are teachers, and that could be of any kind. You don't literally have to be an actual teacher, or you might be an actual teacher, but what I mean it as in you give guidance to people and you try to help people where you can. And you're having a big expansion within your communication, from the lessons that you've learned now, and having to deal with your own self. It seems like you, with this King of Cups, are actually becoming a master of your own self and your own emotions. And as I said, it's making you a magnet for people, manifestations, for abundance, for opportunities, for new projects, for collaboration with other like-minded people, and an expansion on your community or the thing that you currently make for other people. There's big expansion within that. So know that this is so exciting. I'm really excited for you guys. You have so much potential, and I hope you know that you've planted many things that Spirit can have fun with to expand for you. It's just about being patient, and to be patient, it helps when we have hope. And so if we're lacking patience, it could actually be that we're just lacking hope, and you're fulfilling yourself with all of that power. I literally looked at this then when I said that. You're fulfilling yourself with all of this power, all of this self-love, and you really are stepping out of your comfort zone because you feel okay to do that. You feel okay to be seen in your authenticity, in your own natural light. Because you are a very gentle, empathic soul, as I said, but you're mastering this now, and you're not afraid to be seen, be heard, and say what you want to say. So that's really beautiful. I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this reading. That is going to be what your expansion is. So just know that your mindsets are about to flip around, and you're gaining some really important lessons right now that you're actually going to heal others with. So you're very intelligent, very clued up when it comes to the mental realm, and you're very, 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 very dreamy souls and free spirits. So please put that dreaminess into action. You have an amazing imagination. You have so much potential inside of you, and right now you're seeking to be unlimited. You're seeking out and discovering the things that are limiting you, what thoughts are limiting you, what feelings are limiting you, what actions are, what projects are, and they're all getting gone and getting rid of, and you're going to start moving again. You're going to pick yourself back up, and you're going to walk on into your new phase, a complete renewed sense of worth. Okay, and it is going to affect you because you're going to get a lot of new ideas for new projects, new collaborations, as I said. So love and light to you all, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Hello, beautiful pile number 2s. Today is going to be your reading because I'm filming these on different days. And if you picked this fairy sticker with the little blue fairy, baby fairy, then this is going to be your reading, and this is all about what is your like next expansion, what is expanding for you. And first of all, I need to say, if any of you have been dealing with anxiety at the minute, it may be good to do some breathing exercises or some breath work to really take yourself back when you're feeling like this, and take some deep breaths. It's just that when I've come to tune into your reading, I'm getting a lot of anxious feeling in my chest, and like my hands are shaking a bit, and I feel like some of you are a bit uncomfortable, or there's things that are making you feel anxious at the minute. I also think a lot of you have been doing a lot of releasing. Some of you have been releasing things, very deep things, when it comes to all of this watery energy that's here. Some of you may be water signs or have Cancer placements in your chart or water signs in your chart. You don't have to, but overall, there's a very, very watery and releasing energy. And if you look here, we have the full moon in both of these cards, and I just feel out of breath when I'm going to speak to you guys. Sorry, I don't want to start this off negative or anything, but it's not, because this is what it is expanding for you, and is definitely for all of you in here, a big expansion on your throat chakra. And it's no coincidence that we have this Speak Up card here. If you avoid conflict, to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. And this is even little things like saying, like just not saying something when someone's maybe crossed your boundary, or not saying something when you thought, oh, that's a bit of a weird thing to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then you kind of sit with it inside yourself and think to yourself these things, and it needs to be spoken. And I feel like for some of you, you've been releasing a lot of emotional things, maybe to do with attachments as a in childhood, fears of abandonment, or if you were abandoned as a child. I feel like you are really, like, spirit's really been putting you through releasing these heavier emotions. And I think it's also like, this is a timeless reading, and you can be seeing this whenever, but right now we've just had a full moon in Scorpio, and I keep getting drawn back to this full moon, and we have the Scorpio here, and you are all very spiritually releasing a lot. And it feels like you're very much moving from this kind of chaotic energy of feeling a bit disorientated, or a bit chaotic in the sense that there's disorganization. Things feel a bit all over the place, and it's like you do get bursts of energy to put into things, but it's like things are not like clicking together in a way. It feels like jarring, like it's annoying, or like there's spurts of energy and where things are going well, and then it's like all falling down again, or it feels like a bit chaotic in that sense. And I think it is because you've been doing a lot of work emotionally and spiritually. And so please don't be hard on yourself or push yourself too hard right now. Make sure you're getting out into nature. Make sure you're moving and relaxing, because I do feel as if you guys are really going through a tough time at the minute. I feel like your ego is wanting to really protect itself. I feel as if maybe you guys, there's some situations going on that have triggered your more primal instincts, your ego side. Maybe because you're faced with some unknown or some movement of some kind, or I'm not sure, because I think some of you are moving on from something and starting a new beginning. And like kind of growing or regrowing and rebuilding your structure of your life. So it's completely making sense, and it's completely normal for you to feel this chaotic energy, for you to feel kind of anxious and everything, and have them lower vibrational thoughts of like, are you moving forward, and not feeling as if you have the clarity that you need but your expansion is all of this, is a massive flip of perspective and a massive shift of something in your mental realm that changes your situation. And why I'm saying this is because we've got your tarot cards down here. I'll lay them out. I'm sorry about the angle of this, by the way. I know you can't really see the cards very well, but it feels like some of you could have been feeling like searching for answers, searching for the right formula, the right code for something. Like, you know what I mean? You're searching for the right thing for something, just because I'm looking at all of these calculations down here, and it's like you're trying to add up things, you're trying to make sense of something, to work something out, to find answers. And I think right now you may be feeling as if you're not quite moving forward very much. You are kind of in a pause, and you're having to think about a lot of things, and you're like in this new energy, and it's all about finding your feet in it, and gathering your bearings, and like getting more comfortable in this new energy that you're in, and really focusing on the emotional side and your mental realm right now is what you should be doing because of all of this big change. Because if you look here, you have the Tower, and in both with this baby and with this Tower, you see the baby looking up and you see the squirrel looking up. And I feel very much as if you guys are looking at your situation right now from the bottom and looking up, and it's kind of like intimidating, or it's like you're not able to have that higher perspective per se right now, just because of everything going on. And this doesn't mean you don't have passion. This doesn't mean you don't have fire for things. With this Fire Seeds card right here, this is like you being in a very innovative, explorative energy, trying new things, making movement, trying to, like, this is action. So you're trying to switch up how you're doing things and taking action on new things. And some of these new ideas you get, you're carrying with you, and some of them are falling away. And as I say, it's very experimental. You're finding your feet in something, and it feels like with this Tower moment, you're gonna be getting stability, because, as we said, you're looking from everything from down below and looking up. And in this Tower moment, everything is gonna come crumbling down, or it has come crumbling down. And in the crumbling, it lays everything out on the floor for you to see at a much higher perspective. And this is what creates this stability inside of you and a clearer picture for you to move forward. As we see here, you have Storm Eye, and this is all about having a clearer perspective. It's like so chaotic around the tornado and what's going on around it. Everything's being swept up, everything's falling apart, and very much that disorganized energy. And then right in the middle, there is calmness, there is stillness, there is reflection, and that's where we find our answers. And it feels like Spirit's saying, like, we're not doing this we're doing all of this for your benefit, basically. And they're saying, like, we know you're searching and asking for clarity on answers, on what next steps to take. And they're saying, let everything fall down, because we are helping you to gain a higher perspective of your situation. But it's that we need to bring everything down first so that you can be able to see everything for what it is, everything around you. And it's like you move into this space soon where you're seeing things very clear, almost as if you get some downloads or epiphanies happen to you that set you in motion forward. And also, specific message for some of you, if you've had many different ideas going on or anything of that kind, different ways to go about something, it feels like this energy of multiple things and then you being given and having the opportunity to go on with one of them, or like one of them takes you down this route of discovery, and in your expansion you guys are going to be learning something new. This could be intellectually learning something new, this could be researching into new concepts, it could be learning how to do a trade, a skill, like you're learning something new, and it feels like you're having this chaotic energy to feel disorganized and feel disorientated, for it to all simmer and lay flat, and then you get this clarity and you take this idea and you build on it, you grow it, you learn more about it, and it really does feel like that, like you're gonna get some big clarity come through, which creates more mental and more mental clarity and stability for you to know what actions to then take to move forward. It's like you're going from feeling like, right, I'm thinking about everything, what do I need to do next strategically, what do I need to do to move forward to my success, what do I need to do to grow what I already have. And it feels like you stop searching, you get an answer, and then you take it somewhere. This could be like you being given money to put into learning something, or you being given the resources that you need to make something, or anything of that kind. It's like this energy of receiving or giving and sharing. You could even be receiving clarity or knowledge from someone, because some of you, I feel like, don't speak up as much as you need. Like when you're going through these hard times, I feel like you keep it very much to yourself, and one of the reasons you've got this speak up card here is to say, don't be afraid to speak up. Like you have so many people around you that would happily nurture you, comfort you, and that want to protect you, and that see you as this such a nurturing and special person, and they would help you clear the fog around some of these things. But you need to speak up about things if they are bothering you, because we can only search for so long. And not even that, sometimes we don't need other people to give us answers, but it's that when we're only thinking about the answers in our inner world and we haven't laid things out flat in the surface, it can feel very different. Even if you're speaking about your situation to someone and they're just listening and don't say anything at all, by you saying something to them, you kind of, in a way, answer your own questions sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Because it feels different when we air things out in the open. So Spirit's saying, please speak up, because it's not just about someone else giving you clarity. It's that even when you speak about things to someone, it brings clarity for yourself, because you lay it out clearer. Or if you don't feel comfortable speaking to someone, then journal things down. Journal, because writing things down is just as effective as what we were just saying before. It lays everything out in a much clearer view for you. And you guys are walking into, in this expansion, recognition, because we've got the 6 of Wands up here. Look at that. And I feel like it's really weird, because you've got the same color energy going on, and these aligned with each other. And it's like with her arms here, the arms give me the same energy as this, and then things flowing out. So it's like, open your voice. If any of you are in a position where you speak, you have like social media or anything like that, then Spirit's saying, don't be afraid to speak up and share your journey, share your knowledge, share your understanding, because you are a very old wise soul, and your journey is very important, because it's where we learn all the most valuable lessons. And right now you are repairing something, and you're building something very patiently and growing it. And although you may not get all of the return in the physical world that you need to move forward, you get it all in your mental realm, and it gives you just as much, if not more energy to move forward. You're walking away from this chaotic energy and that heavy energy of having to process and feel things, and you're walking away from it with a sense of renewed clarity and a sense of renewed energy as well, like big renewed energy. I just can't get over how much water there is in your reading. But you guys, yeah, I get the Hanged Man energy of like waiting, thinking, pausing and hanging there and feeling kind of out of control, and then someone's gonna come along or something, epiphany or clarity is gonna make its way in so strikingly strong that it cuts the rope down that's holding your leg. You fall on the floor and you stand up and you're upright and you can see things from a whole new view again. Do you know what I mean? Like, this expansion is really gonna feel like a weight has been lifted off of you. You're not gonna feel burdened by these heavier thoughts. You're going to be so invested into learning and researching or carrying through that clarity or idea that you do get when this when all of this realization happens. So yeah, that is beautiful, you guys. I'm going to pull you a charm. What expansion is coming? Part 2. You have this heart, and this is a beautiful charm to me. This heart is all about elegance, and it's about the finer things, and it's about like beauty in the sense of, I don't want to say like all material, but I do get a very rich, elegant vibe to this pendant. And it does make me think, because especially you've got 6 of Pentacles, if any of you have been, and that's something you've been worrying about, is money and things like that, you are going to be given the money that you need to carry on doing what you want to do, to carry on researching, to carry on the journey that you're on now. Because maybe you're worried or scared that like something's happened where you don't have the resources that you need, and you're worried that you're going to have to walk away from what you're currently doing. And this is not the case. You will be given the things that you need, the money you need, the resources that you need to carry on and carry on this journey too. And it's kind of like with the Page of Swords here, bridging this gap. It's like you're here and you're like, well, how am I going to get there? Should I have to just turn around and walk back? But then Spirit's like, hold on a minute, we've got clarity for you. And this sword is the clarity. And they lay it out, and your clarity bridges you from this side to the next. Not only that, they're like, hold on, we don't even just have clarity for you. We have so much more new ideas for you. And so you carry these ideas, and they make you feel lighter because they fill you with hope to keep on researching, to keep on going down that journey you're on now. You're doing a great job. Don't let all of this heavy energy going on make you think that you're on the wrong path or anything like that. You're exactly where you need to be. And as I said, I do see money coming in to help you guys if that's the case. And it's not like an abundance. This is what I mean, like sometimes we can feel in lack because we don't have the money to do or the resources to do every single thing that we desire to do. But you will be given, and this is what I was saying at the start, you have many things, and it's like you're not being given everything. You're gonna have to let some things go, but you're being given exactly the right amount, just what you need, and the main important things that are dear to you, you're gonna be able to carry on with them. You will be provided for. Bit of a car alarm going on in the background there. But yeah, so this is definitely saying that. We'll pull one more charm for you in this expansion. What is coming to pile 2? Ooh, you have the hat. This is very much investigating, exploring, researching, the same as this Page of Swords. She's just wearing this little hat. It's like detective. You're like working something out, figuring something out, researching things, like you're getting to the bottom of something. It feels like you have a renewed sense of energy to get clear on everything. Like you're brushing off the cobwebs and you're like, right, this is what I don't need, I've just released it, let's bring in now everything that I do need and need to think about, and let me get real clear on that so I can just move forward the strongest that I can. And this is what you're going to feel like as well. You're going to feel very, very determined and very much have a lot of motivational energy to put action and to put effort into your tasks. And it's like, it's not even that you're lacking now. It is just that you may have been feeling more tired recently because of everything going on, and because of this, Spirit's been wanting you to take a pause, so you haven't really been able to make much movement, maybe with your work and things like that, but you're making steady progress, and you are coming into more of a balance when it comes to your energy, what actions you're taking, and it feels like a more balance overall. It feels like you're going to be feeling lighter in your mental space, and it's going to be feeling like you are building on your projects, doing your work, but you're also going to have that time to go out and be in nature, or to see friends, to see family. And it feels like this really nice give and take of balance that you're coming into, where you just feel like, oh, this is so nice. I'm so glad it's like this now. And I've just been drawn to the sun up here as well, which is like that full yang energy, that movement, and it feels like you're being given, like this big coin is like the same as this sun up here, and you're being given all of this beautiful desire towards something. You may even find a new love, a new hobby, a new passion, but as I said, you guys could have a few different things that you have a passion for, and it does feel like you're really carrying one of them, or not just one, but you're carrying a few core ones along with you that are holding your foundation, and they will continue to hold your foundation. Like her here with the 4 light bulbs holding her up, and then over here we've got the 4 flames, we've got that stability. It's like you will have stability, you will be supported through this. You will be supported through this transition, this change, and it just feels like you're leaving your surroundings where you're currently at, and you're moving into new territory, moving into new water to explore things more, what is over the horizon, and you find success there, you find new passions there, new hobbies, new interests, new ideas in this movement. And it's just beautiful because it's such a nice uplifting release, and a lot more stress is being taken off of you. Things are becoming less murky with this, because you have a lot of this water energy, which is giving me the moon vibes in tarot, and it's like things are clearing up, becoming a lot less murky for you guys, and you're having a big sense of renewed clarity, renewed strength, renewed optimism, renewed hope. You're getting some kind of reward that's going to fuel you going forward, some kind of recognition or money or something like that. And so it lets you carry on. You're all entering a massive new phase, can I just say, because you've had this tower, and it feels like you've been undergoing like this turmoil of spiritual, like you're in this cocoon, and Spirit's been like shaking you around, and it's shaking off all of the old energies from childhood, all of the old energies that no longer serve you anymore, because you're very empathic people, and this could be very much to do with your boundaries with people, or to do with just your empathic nature in itself, standing more in your frame, things like that, and protecting your own energy, focusing on you, focusing on your passions, your goal, your life, and investing fully into that. That's what you're going to be doing, investing fully into yourself. And you've already done so much work on that, and you've done so much work inside yourself as well, that I think you'll find when you go to repair what's fallen down, it's going to rebuild a lot quicker and a lot stronger than it was before, and you're going to be very surprised. And it's like you're always going to remember these steps that you take in this time now, in the future when you look back, but don't look back just yet, because it's your journey, and in a journey there's a beginning, there's a climax, there's a middle, there's, you know, like there's a sorry, there's a beginning, there's like that climactic point where things get bad, and then there's that moment of release where everything is fixed and it starts to get back to the equilibrium of things. And it feels like, don't look back right now on where you are. You're still midway through your story, you're still midway through your journey of releasing. And when you look back in the future, you're going to see everything and how it clicked up together, and it's going to make so much sense. You're going to be so grateful. But I understand in the midst of the journey, you're very much pinpointed and zoomed on to where you are. But see, when you zoom out and you're seeing the full journey as is, and what you haven't lived yet linked into what you're going through, you will see yourself on this beautiful evolutionary journey of spirituality, of emotions, because you guys are awakening more to your inner spirituality, your intuition, your intuitive gifts, and you're purging a lot and cleansing a lot of old energies that no longer serve you anymore. You're going to see things so clearly and almost from like a bird's eye view, because you're getting intuitive downloads. And it's kind of like your intuition is fed into this phase, because as you feel better and less doubtful about your situation and you have this new clarity, because you feel more confident about it, you're going to get downloads and intuitive messages naturally come to you, because you're already in that space of mindset of feeling good towards everything. Whereas it's harder for you now to get them, because you may be feeling a bit more like, oh, you know, about everything. And then it's like, it's harder to get that clarity, because we don't believe as such, or we don't want to believe like you will get success. And that's what Spirit's saying here with the Six of Wands. They're wanting you to know that whatever you're doing and working towards, you will for sure make it to that end goal. You will be rewarded and you will get success from this journey. But as I said, it's a journey, and right now you're in the middle. So please don't look at your journey and just where you are. Look at it as a whole, and look at what you have achieved and what you will achieve. And I was saying like the other day, like I read this thing on, I think it was Instagram or something a while back, and it just keeps popping in my head recently. And it's like, imagine you might not have even lived your most happiest day or your most happiest moment of your life. You may not have even experienced, you may have not even experienced the happiest day of your life yet, and it's yet to be lived. So, and I think that was really nice to think about, because it's like there's so much more for you to come than sometimes it feels like, especially in these down periods. And just know that you are walking, and when you get to a gap, when you get to a crossroads, be patient with yourself, and Spirit lays out a sword. They will lay out clarity for you, or you will gain clarity on how to move through this in a different way, because it's not so logical as we always think. So you guys, beautiful energy, beautiful energy. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. But I hope you know that you're expanding into the most beautiful places with so much freshness and vibrancy and new beginnings. So please be excited, because I'm so excited for you. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. I'll just read you the back of this card, sorry. A long walk is good for the soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. Hallelujah. That's what I feel like we all need. A good uplifting, a good shaking off of all that and a fresh start. And that's what you're going to be getting. So love and light, my beautiful souls. And I'll see you all and speak to you all next week. Hello, my beautiful pile threes. If you chose this pretty beautiful pink flower and fairy sticker, then this is going to be your reading. Wow, it has been crazy at the minute, hasn't it? I feel like I specifically need to speak about this to you guys, because I've actually been filming this reading. It's taken a while to film, and by the time I've got to your pile, wow, there's been some crazy stuff going on in the air, in the energy. And this is a timeless reading, so this could be like whenever you're watching it. Has it been intense for you? Because I feel like it's been you guys have had this almost kind of intense, frustrating energy with you as well. And I say that because we're going to go into the cards that you've got. I say that because you have this thunder, and now this thunder is a very clashing. It's like hot and cold, it's one thing and then the other. It has kind of a Two of Swords energy to it, okay? So it's kind of like, you're like one minute feeling good, the next minute feeling low, or maybe indecisive on something, or that something is causing friction in order for it to open up. Like this rosebud down here, it's like kind of this battle between two sides, or this friction or frustrating energy before this beautiful flower can open up. This is about what expansion is coming to you, and I really feel like there's a big revamp in all of you who are watching this right now, because you have the reinvention. You just feel like, and with this Aries here again, we're seeing this intense energy, and Aries is also about like yourself and your I kind of get this vibes from it, like self-expression and yourself and individuality. And I feel like that's what's under reinvention right now, is maybe, you know, many different things, but all in all, there's a lot of reinvention around yourself, your energy, how you choose to present yourself to the world, and how you want to be seen. And it does feel like you guys are walking through a new door, a new chapter. With your fairy sticker, this gives me the vibes that she's doing something, you know, like she's gathering these flowers together. She sat down gathering them together, and then someone walks past and then like, oh hey, and she's like, oh yeah, like, I'm just doing this, pose for the photo. So I don't know, like if there's something to do with photos, or you presenting something, or you know, anything like that in this expansion, because it feels like, yeah, it just feels like you have this really beautiful creative energy to you guys, and almost as if, yeah, you're kind of like presenting something or having your photo taken or something like that anyway. And she has all of this beautiful white and pink energy surrounding her, this purity and this beauty, and yeah, it's a lovely energy. So clarifying, going off from this thunder energy we've got here, which is a bit of a clash, and it's not like, as I said, it's that Two of Swords energy. This is gonna be different in depending who you are. This energy is going to show up different in your life, but this is just a bit of a clashing energy. It can be a bit frustrating, or it can be, as I said, high and then low, or hot then cold, then maybe you change your mind about things, or do you know what I mean? It's like that battle of the two sides, and you have this reinvention, as I said, but you have this sextile card going on, and this is a combination of tension and flow, potential and a rewarding situation. So it kind of echoes the same message as this, when we've got like tension and then flow, tension then flow, and it's like spirit kind of like you're going along and then retracting back to then push along further, to then pull back again, to then push along further. And this is why I think you've got this card as well, like backtrack, let go of the reins, because while you're moving forward and making steps forward, it may feel like you're coming back again, but then know that when you shoot out again, it's like you're going to be shooting out even further. Now, this is a lot to go through energetically wise. That is very intense, and that's why I think there is this card here with the tension and flow, you know, like this situation, whatever it is, this is going to be a big part of your expansion. And I do feel like it's you kind of, did that come out? Oh, it reminds me of this card that I have in here that's like dabbling, finding your feet in waters, and it's kind of like this alchemizing energy, am I right, of like the two sides, alchemizing balance and that tension and flow to create a balance. So you may be getting lots of tension and then lots of flow, and it's like you're kind of establishing the foundations, your routine, your daily life, and the practical details. It feels like this is a big part to play in that. I feel like in your expansion, you're having a big level up, in a big reinvention to quite a lot of different things. I'll clarify more in that when I pull your tarot cards. And it's funny because I actually felt drawn to using a different tarot deck to the other two piles, and this tarot deck is the Book of Shadows tarot, and this one gives me the energy of very much The energy of this deck is very earth energy to me. It's very practical. It's very thinking things through to then go on. So I don't know, this could be the vibe that you're in right now, is this practical planning energy. And it's like you're planning around and you're getting energy of flow, which then you're going into and getting them rewarding situations from, reinventing energy, you know, having a rearranging at times, because then when you go into that tension, it's like you're kind of weighing up the tension to the flow to then rearrange things to create a balance. And as we've got here with this establishing a foundation, health, daily life, practical details, I feel like you're building on a foundation here, whatever this is, that will grow a lot, you know, like whatever you're building is going to grow, but you need a strong foundation for it to first be builded upon. Builded. I think that's why you've got this card here too, the mind. You can see that you are having to grow a lot of stability within your own mental space. And I really feel like this is like, on a material level, yes, you have, on a material level, you have this, sorry, I've lost my train of thought now because I got distracted by this reinvention card. This is actually from the Worker Bee Oracle, the Queen Bee, whatever. This is from the Oracle deck that I made, and it is about like passions and work and hobbies and things like that. And with this reinvention, it's kind of like you're taking old energies and making them into a new. So if you're a creative person and you had other projects that you like working on, it feels like you're creating a new foundation where you're going to be doing new things, starting new projects, but it's like the same as your old energy but reinvented. So the way that you used to make projects and you used to be creative, you're carrying that over but into new things, into new energy, new creative pursuits, new inventions, things like that. And you are really building up this foundation upon it. But yeah, that's where we were. I was saying about your mind, and this says you are the master of your inner world and you decide how the outer world affects you. Cultivate a calm inner state. Wow, so you guys, oh my god, I feel for you. I'm laughing with spirit with you, like not at you, but I'm laughing with spirit and with you at the same time, because it's like, great, like it's like we want this solid foundation, we want this structure to be untouchable, and you to have that strong quiet mind space. Even if it's raining and there's chaos outside, you can keep that clear, calm inner state for yourself. And I feel like I was laughing with spirit with you. Oh, sorry, I dropped something. Because, okay, this thunder energy is quite clear that it's present now to help you cultivate strength. And that's always like, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because to have that beautiful calm inner space, that beautiful garden that's that's serenity, even when things around you are, you know, a bit chaotic, to get to that point, you know, it comes with practical lessons. It comes with practical you know, like in school when you do practicals, it means like not written work, but you're actually having to live it out. It feels like spirit's putting you under some frustrating energies right now to kind of help you cultivate that, what do you call it, to help you cultivate that resilience to outside factors, and like keeping your inner self calm and not letting it be affected by outside influences. And like to do that, you have to go through the energies. You have to be given situations where you feel frustrated and where you feel like, oh, because then from there, that's how you grow, you know, that's how you create that energy. That's how you build this box around you, and not like box around you in a bad way, but you build this barrier of protection where it's a lot harder for anything to kind of interact with your peace after this expansion. Like in this expansion, you're being tested a lot. You're being given frustrating energies, and you might be thinking like, why did this happen, or why is this happening? And it's happening so that you can build more either like patience or like resilience, or I don't know, it's just you guys, you're working with spirit on this. And that's why I say I was laughing with you, because you really are working with spirit. You're creating such a solid foundation, and I think it's so important that you wanted to do this for yourself and your spirit, because it's gonna keep you supported the whole way throughout the rest of your journey. So right now you're in such an alchemizing, and as I said, if it feels like you're going back, you're only going back to come forward a lot further, if that makes sense. You're kind of having this big clearing out of everything that is not going to serve you to be in the foundations. It's like you're building the foundations right now on maybe your passions, your life around you, and just your spiritual path as well. Okay, and you're building the foundations, you're building the building for that security of your inner state and everything around you. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, but you don't want to be building that structure and then find out there's kind of like a crack in the glass, or there's like stones underneath the, there's stones underneath the structure. Like before you even build your house, you want to make sure the foundations are solid, so then whatever you add to it in the future, is going to be held up, because your roots will be so strong. And that's what I feel like a lot of you are doing right now too, is growing your roots very strong. And this can only mean that what expansion is coming to you is big. And I got shivers when I said that, because if you're doing all of this preparation energetically wise, it literally feels like to me that you're just becoming a container to hold a new big expanded energy for yourself. So you're becoming the perfect container, you guys, and that comes with like some frustrating energies sometimes. So honestly, I'm sending you love. I know what it feels like at the minute. It's been really intense whenever you're watching this, but at the minute it has been very intense, and it's kind of like, we have to do that shaking up and that burning off of the old and regenerating new energy, so that when it comes, we have all the energy in the world that we need and everything like that, And it's saying, let your actions follow your feelings. So if you don't feel like doing something, don't do it. And it doesn't mean like brush off any responsibilities. Obviously, we have to get done what we need to do, but if you're doing something, do it because you feel like you want to do it. Don't do it because you feel like you have to do it or that you're expected to do it. That's what this card counsels is. Don't do things because you feel like you're expected or that you have to do them. Always make sure in the energy right now, because you're in such a new explorative energy. There's so many things open to you now that were not open before. Like, you have the key to open so many more doors up around you than you may have had in the past, even few months. So it's like, get yourself relaxed so that you can enjoy looking around and experiencing this new energy, and not have to have it feel overwhelming or kind of pressurizing or anything like that. It's like, create that state for yourself so that when you want to start a new project or anything, you can just do it and enjoy it and have such a great fun time doing it. And you guys are all healers. You're with this card, and you have this. You are all extremely intuitive, and I do find a lot on pile 3s that I get a lot of light workers, angels, intuitive beings coming in this pile. And this says you already need to know. You already know what you need to know. Think about it, and you're a natural healer. Let your light shine into the dark for others. So this is telling me that in the times or the situations where you feel frustrated by this thunder energy, it may feel like, oh, like I'm missing something now, or kind of like, well, I need more clarity to move on now. Maybe you plan something in your head, and then like you're met with a bit of a challenge, and then it's like, you think, well, now you need something else to kind of move on. But Spirit's saying you already have everything you need to carry this through. You don't need any more answers or anything else. Like, you hold it all within inside you, and I hope that made sense. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, then just leave it behind, because if it doesn't resonate, that would sounds like a bit of pointless guidance. But but in this expansion that you're heading into, I see you being in a very, 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 very stable energy because of the work that you're doing right now. And it's just like, your spirit's kind of saying to me, like, you wanted to do all the boring stuff, so then when all the fun stuff comes, you can just enjoy it and embrace it to the fullest. So it's like you're doing all this emotional work right now, and this cultivating and lesson learning to become that perfect container, so that when all of this positive opportunities come and all these new kind of like things, because I'm seeing a lot of, you have this crown card which says sovereign, and it says, you are the queen of your life, treat yourself like royalty. This card just makes me think of expensive things, luxurious things, you know, and it's like you're doing all the work now, so that when these opportunities come in for you for more material aspects, you're in the perfect place mentally to just enjoy them fully for what they are. You know what I mean? But you guys, I see you having a lot of crown chakra downloads as well. A lot of crown chakra downloads. They could be to do with love as well, or self-love, but it just seems like you are bridging the steps. You're bridging the steps towards your material goals with love. So you're getting the material aspects that you have been trying to manifest through love. And I think that's why you have Healer and Shine Your Light, because in this expansion you're going to be, wow, like creating a lot of inspiration for other people, and shining your light, your creativity, whatever you're gifted at, you are going to be just impressing people with what you are creating in this expansion. And I feel like, yeah, the things that you're creating, this is what I mean. To get to the material points, it's like you're bridging them with love. The things that you do, you're not doing them to get money. You're doing them because you have passion for them and enjoy them. And you're really stepping into this main character energy of your life. That's why this one kind of reminds me of this as well. Like, it's like her flower is her crown. And it's like she's stepping into that beautiful energy of in the flow state. I really feel as if she's in flow with something, and then someone's just walking past and she's like, oh, hey, you're right. Like, also, I don't, you know, you could be any gender, but but yeah, like, you're in the midst of doing something, you're working, and then other people are watching you do this. They're watching you work, they're watching you grow. And it's like you are main character energy. You're such a pure, special soul. And you do have so much knowledge inside of you, so much love inside of you, and so much abundance of love and beauty and everything like that. You truly are the queens and kings of your own life, you know. Have such a rich, beautiful energy to you. But yeah, you're all natural healers. And whatever you do, you guys, whatever you're passionate about, you really help people with this. And you may just be getting this tension and energy right now, as I said, so that you can just, when the good times come in, you can just roll with them. You're not going to have to be like processing any fears or any anxieties, because you would have already dealt with them, you know. You've already got with yourself, you've got grounded, and then your blessings and expansion are coming. So I'm just going to plug in my charger so that this doesn't die on us. And then, is that charging? Yeah. Right, and now I'm going to pull you some tarot cards. Wow. You're all coming into a completely brand new cycle. I want to know what this expansion is specifically when it comes to your light working, your passion, things like that. What is really coming in for you in this expansion? Big level up, big changes. Communication is leveling up. You are, As I said, the Lovers as well gives me such an alchemizing energy, but you guys are seriously working hard, planning, thinking, arranging things to make progress, to make expansion. You guys are the type of people who love, everyone loves expansion, but you're always looking to see how you can grow next and what's open for you next, which is nice and beautiful. But make sure you're not working yourself a bit too hard. Make sure you're giving yourself the rest that you need as well, because I feel like you're so passionate about your goals and so passionate about whatever you do. And obviously you're light workers, so you want to help people. But with this, follow your actions and let your actions follow your feelings. Don't just make sure you're giving yourself that time to step back again and know that you are doing enough always. You know, you're going through a big changes. You have this death card coming out as well. And it's like you're going through these big changes. In both of these, they are moving house. So you guys could have moved house, or you could be planning to move house. There seems like there's a lot of unpacking to do. It seems like there's, and this is making me laugh because I know, shout out Soul Tribe, my beautiful angel, if you're watching this. I know some people on here have moved house and are still unpacking, and it's wow. Very much a new beginning for you. So make sure you're spending that time to get adjusted to where you are. As I said, like really exploring that energy, because there's like, imagine your life as like a mansion. There's a key that Spirit has given you now that you've been carrying for a long time, and to reach this new level. And now that you get there, the doors are all locked, but you have the key and you can go in and explore them and just explore the energy and have a good time. And this does feel like just withdrawing back a little bit, you know, getting to grips with where you are in this new place. Because for all of you, there definitely has been some big changes going on. And it can feel overwhelming. I feel it can feel like you just need that pause to really take a deep breath. Wow, and just still and quiet. I feel like things around you have been busy, because look at the difference between this energy and this energy. And it's like right now you could be getting time to reflect, but it's in your in-between moments, you know, like when you're walking to the shop, or when you're going to, you know, like you're walking to get somewhere to do a task, or you're driving somewhere. It seems like they're the very times that are very good for you right now, and like helping you to really just take in the beauty of where you are. But as well, if you can, or I feel like this is saying, if things have been very busy, I feel like in this expansion coming to you, especially after full moon, whenever that was, I know we've just had a full moon, you're going to be getting more time to release. It feels like you're going to be understanding more and having things click up for you. So you know when things feel a bit all over the place and we're like, what is going on? Why is this happening? It's clearly for a reason. Just have to go through the energies. It feels like after this shift of expansion happens within your wow. Well, this is in many areas for you in all of your life. It's definitely changed your structure, your routine, and I think that's what's changing the most in this expansion for you, is your day-to-day life is changing. Your surroundings have changed, or they are changing. You're going to be in new places. You are going to be in a new environment. You are having new projects. You're reinventing energy. There's just a lot of new energy for you guys, and I feel like it's all going to be settling down very soon. When you come into this next shift, it feels like all this new energy that you have that feels very scattered around, it feels like you're slowly, bit by bit, sorting through that, energetically speaking wise, like emotionally wise, you're sorting through it. And every time you do that, you're grabbing a piece of the puzzle and you're putting it in place to align. And by the time you get through this, which I'm not going to put timelines on, but I feel like very soon, in the next few months coming, you are going to have put all of them pieces into place and taken that, because this energy is whole, but it feels scattered, but you have all the pieces, and it's just about aligning them together in the perfect fit so that you can create that great routine, that great day-to-day balance. And it feels like that's what is going to be happening. You're going from this new energy being everywhere to this new energy settling down and finally simmering, and you will have more time to be with yourself, to be in water. I see you taking baths and just like taking in that deep breath and being like, wow, like, you know, like peace and like, you know, serenity, and being especially with yourself, you know, because I feel like it's been very busy, but I feel like in the times where you are by yourself like this, in these times where you are by yourself, this is when you do this reflection, and this could be when you have like these big downloads. But do you see how many colors and creativity that's going on here? And especially with the animals around her, and the nature around her, I feel like you may go out into nature more. You may just connect with an animal. Like, you have this beautiful energy when you're in your own mental space, and it feels like while you're in your own mental space, Spirit's constantly communicating with you. So say you're on a walk and you're walking through a forest and you're reflecting upon where you are, all of this change that's happened, and really in that higher state of reflection, like then a squirrel will run across your path, or a bird will land in front of you, and you'll be like, yeah, confirmation, like, hey Spirit. It's like you talk to Spirit in these times when you're alone by yourself. I feel like you do have strong communication with Spirit and your spiritual team, and I feel like you can sense this beautiful sacral chakra energy that is coming in for you. And I don't think you fully know the extent of what this is, but I think you have a good idea of what's coming for you, definitely. So like whatever expansion we're speaking about right now, I feel like you have a very, very good kind of hint towards what you know is going to happen. And I do feel like this is towards your creativity and you know, your new beginning, because you've all been through a new beginning recently. You've got this decision for change and communication going on, lots of communication being brought up right now between you, family, friends, people, this debate and discussion of what's the best thing. And then you have this you have this discussion and decision, and you make that decision, and it leads you onto a whole new brand new phase. And this is where you have this death come in that changes everything, but it also brings you into complete new beginning. Proper death and rebirth vibes for you guys. But yeah, you really speak to your spirit team when you are reflecting by yourself and with your friends as well. I feel like you have some really close spiritual tribe that are very dear to your heart, because your soul family, like, yeah, they're dancing together here, but they're also in spirit together, you know, and they're dancing around this flame, this fire. And if you look at them, it's like the whole card is very blue toned and muted, and what strikes you is just this fire, this flame. It wouldn't surprise me if there's some co-collaborations that come up in the future for you guys with like-minded people, because it's like you're all dancing around this passion, this creativity, and this sacral chakra energy, this fire energy of action, doing and creating. And it's like you are such a light to the world, because you bring light and warmth to the dark. And something about dancing here too, they're all dancing, they're all releasing. And you know, this is very much like ritual energy. They've gone to a forest, they're next to the water, and they're dancing around the fire for some kind of reason, whether that's just celebratory energy, because the Three of Cups is very celebrative. And I think you are going to really be embracing that, celebrating when it comes to this new beginning, because you've been climbing and climbing and climbing. And at times, it really felt like a struggle. It really felt like your security was tested, your root chakra was triggered. there was a lot of fear at times that you would fall down, but you chose not to look down. You chose to keep your eye on the goal, and you chose to carry on walking up. You know how like when you're climbing up towards something and like you're so focused on the top goal that when you actually look behind you, you're like, whoa, I didn't realize I had come that far, and this is pretty high up. If I fall down now, wow, that could be dangerous. So you just have to keep looking up and keep going on. But that's a good point here as well, is that because you've been sorry, my charger's not working. Is that working now? Yeah. Because you've been looking up this whole time to your journey, I feel like you're going to really have some poignant moments of celebration for you to actually look back down to see how far you've actually come again, you know? And you can see the top now, and I feel like you really are celebrating because you're reaching some of these goals that you've been working towards. Six of Wands is also like recognition, reward. I feel like you're going to be really recognized in this coming new expansion for the things that you're creating and for the progress that you've made. Like, you have made a lot of growth, and I feel like people are going to really see this because you're the one climbing, okay? So you can only see your journey ahead, but other people are looking at you climbing this rock and they're like, whoa, they're pretty high up now, you know? And you're just like, what am I? Like, because you're here, you can't see, but it's gonna be a shock to you, I think, just how much other people are gonna recognize how much growth that you've made, because I think you do acknowledge it, obviously, but you're very passionate about your goals and you have such a deep love for them that it's not always all the time recognize the growth that we make. We have to actually sit out from that. And another message for you, okay? Another message, and I know that this is a bit weird and a bit strange, but Spirit's saying, okay, I'm just going to say it how it is, okay? If you have been feeling like this and a bit lost at the minute, I think Spirit's, okay, straight up, just gonna say it right. Spirit has been making you feel this intense energy for multiple reasons, as we were saying before, to become the perfect container and so and so and so. But you've also been given this very heavy energy of you feeling a bit lost and a bit emotionally, like things are quite intense. Like you just need a bit of support, because I feel as if they're pushing you to step back because you don't always acknowledge the growth that you've made. And like, I completely get this because I feel like I'm the same, and it's like you're working and creating such growth and accomplishments and achievements, but sometimes you don't feel the fullness of what you have achieved because you're just doing so well at staying in tune with your journey and going along your journey. And I'm not saying you're moving through things too fast and not taking the time to slow down. It's not like that at all. It's just that, it's that I feel like as if they've been putting you in heavier energies, almost forcing you to take a step back by yourself, because as I said, in this energy, you might feel quite overwhelmed, like you just want some space to yourself. And then when you're with yourself, you may realize like you haven't been in this energy for quite a while of just really getting to grips of where you have been heading and where you've headed. And it's almost like a checkpoint, and then you recalibrate yourself. And it's like in these moments where you actually really reflect on what you have achieved and your progress and your growth. And that's what I mean for you guys. It's not that you don't acknowledge it at all, like you really do, but it's just because things have been so busy. Normally the time where you acknowledge your achievements and the growth that you've made is when you take a step back and a pause, and maybe you haven't been able to do that recently. So Spirit's kind of like making that happen for you, and you will have time to step back and you will have time to pause and reflect and be with yourself. And you're gonna feel really proud because you haven't been keeping tabs on, as I said, this is just the perfect analogy for you guys. You haven't been keeping tabs on how high up you've got. You've just been climbing and dealing with one after the other. You've been dealing with one pull up and one step after the other, and you haven't realized how high you've climbed, that you're literally at the top of your goal. You are achieving success, you are achieving accomplishment and your dreams and desires. And this feels like you're climbing up your spiritual path, the one that's destined for you, the one that lights you up. And as I said, this oh, I've lost my train of thought again. Have you guys been like this recently? I keep losing my train of thought, like over and over. I hope that what I was gonna say wasn't just cut off and now you don't know what I was gonna say. I'm sure if it's important, it will come back up. So anything else about what expansion is coming towards you? Yes, I see you guys being such a guiding light for others. You have so much information to impede on others when it comes to herbal remedies, when it comes to natural remedies, nature, helping people with the goals that they want to achieve, and how they want to express themselves. It feels like you're very grounded coming into this next expansion. And it is again to do with your spiritual path. We were just saying you're climbing your spiritual journey and you're becoming a teacher to those of who are going through what you have had to go through in the past. So you're adept to this. You've been through this before. And I will end this reading in a minute because I've just realized how long it's got. Celebration, partying, spending time with family, and relaxing. That's what I see coming for you. Spending time connecting with others, maybe making new connections and having celebrations with them. As you can see, these guys are all outside setting up for like a family meal together or a celebration of a meal. This is really you achieving personal goals, and this is you making new connections. This is you feeling as if you have accomplished so many things that are close and dear to your heart, and celebrating them as well. Wishes are coming true, and look, it's surrounding you. That's literally what I heard in my head. It was like, wishes are coming true and it's surrounding you. People are going to recognize the growth that you've made, and this is a specific message for some of you. If some of you have people around you who haven't really quite supported your path throughout your life, whether that's friendships, whether that's family, it feels like some of these people are coming back around to you and actually giving you what you should have had in the first place. So it feels kind of as if like if some people, like, you set off on something, your spiritual path, your life path, whatever it is, I feel like not everyone around you at the beginning was very supportive of what you wanted to do and everything like that. And it's only now that you're achieving your successes and all this beautiful energy that they're like, wow, like, okay, I take it back. They might not even say that, but in their head they're like, okay, I take it back. You've created a beautiful home for yourself, you've created a beautiful family for yourself. Like, I think a lot of people put you down in the past and kind of put themselves up and made themselves think like they know more than you, they know better than you. And you know what, they're realizing this wasn't the case. I do feel like this is a big healing. This could be new connections, but I feel like it's also someone coming round to the idea that you are right about something and you're successful in something, and you know, you're just kind of like, well, yeah, this is how it's been the whole time, and you don't really care, I don't think, because you don't need anyone to tell you anything. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're on the right path or anything like that, because you follow your heart, you follow your emotions, you follow your feelings, and all you do is just give love out to people. So if someone's not going to believe in you, then it's like kind of like, oh, whatever, it's their loss. And then when they come back around, it's like, cool, like, you're not bothered by that either. Like, their opinion just doesn't have effect on you anymore, and you're just thriving for yourself in this expansion. And really, you're going to make yourself feel very proud, because that's what I feel, very proud because of the stability that you've created for yourself and how high up and far along you have made it through this journey. So please be patient with yourself in this thunder energy of frustration. Please know it's not going to be forever. You've planned some some things going on for yourself to help you cultivate more patience, or, you know, like more stability on an inner level where you won't be affected by outside sources. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave your reading, because it honestly turned out really long. So hopefully it wasn't too long for you guys. I'll see you all next week, my beautiful angels. Love and light. I hope this helped. And yeah, you have a beautiful expansion coming to you. Sorry if this wasn't very specific, but just know that frustration's going away and achievements coming in to a goal that you've been climbing up towards for a long time. You've made the decisions, you've made the things and done the things that you needed to do to make this happen, and you're finally going to be reaping the celebration of your hard work. So love and light, you guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Hello, my beautiful, beautiful pile number 4s. If you chose this fairy sticker, then this is going to be your reading today. So I've laid out all your oracle cards. We still have tarot cards to pull, but this is very, very interesting. Now, I filmed all of these piles on different days, and it's just crazy, you guys, because if you pick this pile, then you're very much in my energy today, and I'm in your energy, and it's just about empowering ourselves, you know, because there's and empowering that self-love, your self-confidence, you know, like really getting yourself feeling good, you know, within yourself, because there's a lot in this pile to do with connections. Sorry, pardon me, sorry, oh my god, I just eaten a cookie. There's a lot in this pile to do with connections and relationships, especially. This could be family, but also for a lot of you, I'm thinking that this is actual romantic partnerships, as it said here. It can just be close relationships, but you have this sun energy, which is all about expressing yourself and embodying your truth. I think that there's been some things come to the surface for you that maybe were hard to face because, you know, we don't have control over our desires, our emotions, things like that. And it just feels like maybe you've come across a realization of truth recently that you've been having to build the courage up to embody and to fully stand in that, you know, and bring that to the surface, these deep things. Because with your sticker here, we have this 5 of Cups energy. It's very much reflection, and it's very much contemplation, and I want to say nostalgia in a reflective way. Like, you've really been inside your minds about things, thinking. We can see you multiple times here thinking alone, and it feels like this may have been like a inner realization that's come to the forefront of your mind, and maybe you haven't like gone and shared that with loads of people, but it's like you're processing it yourself and working through it yourself first. And it just feels like this truth or this realization that you may have come to within your relationship, or a relationship of some kind, it kind of it kind of gave you a bit of challenge to work through. Like, we have to deal with it now. Like, we know what we're feeling. Now we're going to have to deal with this, because it is your passion and your desires, and you're being guided to light up your life by honoring your deepest desires. You're being called to stand and embody your truth and be confident in that, you know. And these 2 cards really remind me of each other, especially with these hearts going on. And, you know, like, you have Dragon Spirit here, and now Dragon Spirit is such a beautiful, beautiful spirit, because he's going to guide you towards your happiness. But it's so tricky sometimes, because sometimes the path that we need to go through in order to reach our deepest desires and happiness comes with a lot of hard lessons, you know. And this is one of them times for you guys. This Dragon Spirit is basically the strength card in tarot, and it's saying that you have an insane amount of inner strength, and you are holding the seeds of potential to create more inner strength. But the whole bittersweet side of creating strength and being a strong person is that you have to go through times which exercise you having to pull out that strength in order for you to cultivate it. So it's like bittersweet because at the end of the day, it's situations like this that make you in the future the person who you're proud to be, and you wouldn't ever change anything in the past. And this is how you're going to be. Once you get through this, you're going to be like, you know what, looking back, I wouldn't change any of this situation. It made me so strong, but it doesn't mean that it's easy to go through either by any means at all. And because it's like this realization that you've had, I feel kind of as if you guys, maybe some of you feel a bit alone, like you're having to go through this alone, and like you're gonna have to, however you're planning to move forward, it kind of feels as if you are having to do this by yourself, or like you need to be the one to do this. And this card always reminds me of fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And it's like, it has this element of grace to it, and gracefulness, and holding grace within your transformation that you're going through right now. And it's saying that, like, yes, you are this beautiful, light, loving spirit, but you are not afraid to cut through the shit. You are not afraid to sting like a bee if you need to, you know, like you can be elegant and dainty, but you have this side of you which is very much very strong that you're cultivating right now. And it's saying like you can be your own knight. It feels kind of as if some of you might feel trapped, or like wanting to leave or get away from something. Maybe you're feeling like you need some time, more time by yourself as well. Like you might find yourself going into the bathroom when you don't actually really need the bathroom. It's just that you need time to quietly reflect in some space with yourself, you know, not surrounded by anyone or anything. And I think that this is being quite hard for you because there's a big element of risk here. There's a big element of chance of you taking the leap and then not knowing where you will end up afterwards. You know, like you're rolling the dice and you don't know what numbers are going to come out, but this wheel is spinning. And that is very much what this card reminds me of, is the wheel card in tarot. And it's kind of like things are up in the air at the minute. The things are spinning round. Nothing is certain right now. And I think that's important for you to know, is that our future is always changing. And like we can be trajected towards a certain path and then it can kind of change a bit. And I just don't think anything's ever set in stone, but we travel down certain paths towards the same goals. And that's what I mean by things aren't set in stone, is that you will always reach the destination, or whatever, you know, the vibe, but there's no really destination as such, but you're always going to reach the same kind of points, but the journey to get there is different. And right now you are at this place where spirit is rolling the dice. You're being faced with some risk. Are you going to take a leap of faith? Are you going to leave this situation? What is going to happen? With connection here, it does bring about this idea of thought connections, you making realizations. This is the only card in my deck that involves kind of that relationship aspect with another person, like the 2Bs here. Sorry if you can't see all the cards properly, by the way. I will pull them up, it's just I don't have much room on here. But honestly, this is about telepathic connection as well. It could be you mirroring someone, you picking up energy between you and someone. Like you could be picking up energy that maybe hasn't been spoken, but you're picking up energy with someone maybe. And oh my god, sorry, I've just realized I forgot what reading I'm doing. 838 I just saw. This is what expansion is coming to you, my dears. Your expansion is to do with your relationships, and I feel like it's to do with your independence and embodying your own authentic self. It feels like you're not putting yourself on a back burner anymore. You are really standing up and choosing what you want next for your journey and your life. And that's like a very self choice, not like, oh, what do I want for everyone? It's like, what is going to make you happy? Because as I said, you've had realizations at the minute, guys, and you've been doing a lot of reflection. You can see here this card, red, forgive. Your root chakra has been triggered a lot. And that is your security. You know, like this could be a relationship that you're currently in for some of you, that maybe you're having some issues and there's forgiveness being needed. But also with forgiveness, I don't think it's necessarily like brushing something over and saying, okay, yeah, then it's all okay. It's not about something being okay to forgive. Forgiveness is about understanding. And it's not understanding like, oh yeah, they did the right thing. It's understanding in a way that even if someone does something you don't agree with, you have to be able to understand where they're coming from, you know? Maybe there's some kind of understanding here in between whatever relationship this is. Maybe there's something to do with how you understand each other. There's some squished tomatoes on the floor that have been catching my attention. Bear with me one sec. Actually, I'm going to pause this and just zone out and see what messages I'm getting through. Seems as if maybe there has been some things in the past that were brushed underneath the carpet, that were pulled a curtain over and ignored. Maybe some issues that like when you've had arguments or there's been some conflict, it feels like maybe there was never any real forgiveness and understanding. It kind of just got brushed to the side, or like you just moved on and pretended nothing happened. And it's like these things that got brushed underneath the carpet are coming out now. You can see this curtain here. When it's normally drawn over, it's drawn back, meaning that I think things are looking clearer for you guys now. What was misty to you, what you couldn't quite wrap your heads around before, has come and hit you quite clearly now and given you some serious things to think about. I'm hearing like air it out, or air something out, or let's leave something out to dry, or you're leaving, I don't know, like this kind of, there needs to be a clearing of the air. A clearing of the air and understanding on these deep realizations that are coming up now, because maybe you couldn't speak about them at the time because you haven't had the clarity that you have now. It's okay to bring some things back up. Even if it's from the past, it's okay to bring things back up. Time is funny, isn't it? Because time isn't a healer. Time is nothing to do with energy, and energy surpasses any amount of time. If there's hurt in the past and it gets brushed under the carpet, it's almost as if there's a pause button put on it, and that energy doesn't just heal, and like that anger or energy doesn't just simmer away over time. It's stored inside of you. And so it's really important that if you're getting things come up now that maybe that you have inside of you, it's going to be really good to release them. Even if this isn't to the person, maybe it's good to release it of you writing it down and then burning it, or you speaking to a loved one or a friend who is really understanding of on your level of frequency. But yeah, there's some things going on here, and I see you gaining your confidence back in this expansion. I really, really do. It seems like you've gone from feeling a bit like overwhelmed and a bit like, right, you need to take a step back because you need to process this information and how you're going to step forward, what the next moves are going to be. In this expansion, I can tell you confidently that you will be feeling a lot more assured of what steps that you want to take next. And if you're not feeling that now, it's just not the right time to take action. I think Spirit right now is wanting you to really just feel what you're feeling. please don't question why you're feeling some things. Don't ask why you're feeling a type of way. Just really observe what you're feeling and contemplate on what you're feeling, but don't overthink it, because you are being given heavy energies at the minute. Like I said, with this dragon spirit, you are being given heavy energies for you to work through. This feels like a point in your life that you definitely will look back to and feel really, really quite proud, because you proved to yourself that you could do some things that you just didn't quite think that you could alone. And that's what I'm getting from this, is this sense of independence and alone. Kind of, you're coming to this sense of inner realization, and you're taking charge. You are taking control of your life, is how I feel. Yeah. It feels like that you are fantasizing about something that feels out of your reach right now, and so you're preparing to make moves towards it. This girl like is looking out the window, and she's like looking down, and that, I know exactly what this is. Wow. You are gonna, in this expansion, feel very confident to make the moves that you felt scared to make right now, maybe when you're watching it, because you ultimately, it wasn't the right time. As I'm saying, it's not the right time to make moves. You're supposed to be feeling what you're feeling, being very gentle with yourself, pampering yourself, do yourself up, put some nice makeup on, put some music on, especially music that is going to make you feel empowered. And I'm going to get a song. We'll ask for a song and see if one comes through. Right, but it looks like it's going to be easier for you in this expansion to make choices that you thought would be hard to make, because you are doing them with a goal in mind. So it's a lot easier for you to do it, but to make these hard choices, because you are holding on to your future and vision of where you're going to be. And a lot of the time, say it's hard to do something. Okay, I'm going to use an example. This is completely different from your situation, but the emotions are the same. You're in a job you really hate, sorry. You're in a job you really hate. You don't want to quit because it triggers a lot of insecurity and stability issues. You don't want to be in lack. You don't want to be fearful of not having enough food, not having enough money, but you really don't like this job. It's going to be a lot harder to quit that job if you're just doing it and going into a blank slate. Whereas if you have a vision in your mind and build up a dream world of what you would do instead, what you would rather do, then you can hold that vision in you and hold that vision as you make the choices, and you can make them choices with more ease. So instead of finding it really hard, like, oh my God, I'm going to have to quit my job, and just feeling it as just that, you should think in your head like, oh, I'm going to have to quit my job for this, for my new beginning, for this expansion, for this thing that I'm really passionate about, that I'm holding in my head that I want to do. Same as if you're in a relationship right now. This doesn't have to resonate. This is just an example for you guys. But say, for example, you're in a relationship right now and you want to leave that relationship because it's making you feel very confined. This can be a hard realization to have, because it affects your security, because ultimately we grow attached to people and places, and we get familiar and comfortable with those energies, and to step out of that is really quite daunting to our ego, because it's a big risk. It's a big risk because you don't know what the other side will look like. And so that risk energy is going to off-put you and make these choices feel harder to leave. Whereas if you hold in your mind that, I think it's about holding your source intention and goal in mind. If you hold your goal in mind that you're leaving this relationship because you want to then travel and explore, or because you want to then fully focus on yourself, it's like when you make those choices, you hold that energy with it, and you're like, it makes it easier because you know, and you're holding hope for where you're going to be after that. And you know, because these things are not nice to go through. But I want to say as well, if something feels hard and if something is upsetting, it doesn't mean that you're making the wrong choice. Okay? It's just that sometimes it isn't easy. And I think the right choice is actually the harder choice. I think the right choice to make, that it always benefits ourselves the most, is the scarier choice. And I know that's hard to hear, but you know, because our ego wants us to stay in our comfort zone. Your ego wants you to stay in the tower, to be a princess, but you know that you can be your own knight, that you can do everything yourself. You can make the choices that you want to make, and you don't need, like, obviously you will have support of others, but you don't need anyone, is what I'm saying. You are so protected, but it's almost as if the protection is around you in spirit, and it's I feel like what's going on right now is very fated and divinely guided, especially because I get the wheel vibes off this with the rainbows here. I feel like whatever risk this is, and again, take a chance. Every risk is success when you're committed to learning and growth. You are always going to learn things, you're always going to grow, and whatever's risky, it's going to align your chakras in some way in this expansion with the rainbow, and it's going to feel a weight has lifted, as if the rainbow after the storm, because I feel like you could be going through really some quite heavy energy right now. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Maybe try and go outside at some point, or if you're inside, go to your window and just get some sunlight on yourself. You really need to start empowering yourself. That's the energy I'm in today, is trying to empower myself. So we can do this together. You have to light up that belief that you can reach your passions. And it's almost as if you have to add fuel to your desires, because they're ready to go now, you know? You're ready. You guys are all very, very old souls. This is saying that you are actually getting channeled message from your angels right now. Channeled messages from your angels don't always mean that you have downloads in your head and you're literally channeling them yourself. Our angels channel through other people, and other people don't even realize. So say if you're speaking to a friend and they say something and you're like, wow, you know what, that's quite true. That could be your angels. Like, your angels speak through people. Okay, and your angels are sending you a lot of messages right now through other people and through yourself telepathically. You have positive energy to come. There is something on its way to you that almost feels as if it's a saving grace, or like kind of like diamond in the rough energy is what I'm getting. It's like this shining light in the darkness. Like, you may be feeling quite hopeless, or like, what am I supposed to do? And then out of nowhere, some clarity comes in, or something comes in that changes the situation. Also, I meant to say earlier that with these two cards, you have 101. See that? Potential, new beginnings. And that's why I say about potential, is because the dice are in the air right now. Nothing is set in stone, okay? But there are 11:33 when I said that. There's nothing set in stone, but there's definitely movement along a fated path here for you. You guys may be asked to release things. It may be like, this could be really anything, so I'm going to clarify, but for something new to come in, sometimes we need to lose or release something first. A lot of the time when I find I'm having a loss, or I'm having to sacrifice something, it's normally a sign that a manifestation is on its way, because in order to gain something, you first have to create that energy and make that space for it to be in your container in the first place. You know, if you want to have more self-love and stuff like that, you need to clear out your self-doubt so that there can even be room for that first. Okay, triggers are a chance to heal what we didn't know. I read this wrong, but it's supposed to say triggers are a chance to heal what we didn't know needed healing. And it's kind of like glitch, like these moments are uncomfortable, and I feel as if there's some things that are needing to be healed right now with you, with the dragon spirit, that are being brought to your attention. I know that you know this, because they're going to make themselves very prominent. They're going to place themselves as obstacles in front of you so then you can adapt to jump over them and work around them, and that's going to create the strength and resilience for you. And I know that is just annoying, but we came here to grow, we came here to learn. No matter what age you get to, you're always going to be going through lessons. There isn't like a sweet point where you just simmer down. Like, we are always going through lessons. That's why we're here, that's why we incarnate. And I think if you're not going through lessons, then, you know, maybe, actually I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I think you'll find if you're not going through lessons, maybe, you know, then it's nearly your time to go, because we are constantly growing, constantly evolving, and constantly upgrading. It says, series of bad events. If you find yourself stressed, take a step back before you carry on and breathe. Okay, so this is really a big reminder of that. You create more of the energy that you are in. If someone triggers you, you really need to take a step back. I know how hard this is. I seriously know how hard this is, because my energy has been all over there at the minute. And like, when you feel drained yourself, when you feel tired yourself, and when you are going through these deep revelations that you're needing to process, it can make people more snappy. It makes me more impatient with people, and you're being encouraged that if something triggers you, whether that's an object, a project, something you're doing, or a person, you're encouraged to please take a deep breath and step back. Try and connect, to have something on you to hold that reminds you of your future self, your higher self, and take a deep breath. Because if you carry on in that low vibration, you can only create more of that low vibration. So if you get triggered, you need to take a step back, really breathe, calm yourself, or try and calm, which I know is hard, I really do know, and then carry on. You know, like, you need to take a step back to raise your vibration up again before you carry on. So if you're doing something, say to do with work, and you're getting frustrated, maybe take a break, go to the bathroom, splash your face with water, say some affirmations in the mirror, have some jokes with yourself, or have some jokes with a friend, watch a inspirational video, and try and get yourself feeling good again, you know, before you carry on. Consider what growth or experience you gained. So this, again, please feel free to laugh at this owl. I honestly laugh at this every time it comes out. It's just like giving me the most jokes energy. And I feel like it's so funny, because this is literally point of view how you feel after you've been through lessons. It's like it batters you down. But this is saying that all of this, what you are going through now, is no coincidence. You're going through lessons right now to gain experience, to gain wisdom, and to gain growth. All of what you're going through right now has a big role to play in the person that you become in the future, because I feel as if this is a big part of how you fall in love with yourself and how you set boundaries for yourself. It's like after this, you live life completely for you. And it's not that you're not doing that now. It's just that, you know, yeah, I'm just going to leave that. Anyway, we're going to pull you some tarot cards now to see what else comes out, because I do want to clarify what you are making room for. What is pile 4 making room for? What is pile 4 making room for? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're making room for a manifestation. And this could be a new connection. This could be, ultimately, it doesn't have to be a new connection, but this could be soul tribe. You could be releasing something so that you can welcome in more nurturing love. And how I say that is that this manatee, 6 of shells, talks about that really deep family love, you know, that soul connection and that generosity and kindness. Especially generosity and kindness is what I get from this. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, I just realized as well, this 6 of shells is obviously the 6 of cups in tarot, and I really feel like you're making room for a soulmate connection. Some of you could be, and like, obviously this is a general reading, please take what resonates, and if something doesn't sound right, then don't think it's like something you're missing. This is confirmation, and tarot lays out your subconscious, so it's not here to really tell you things that you don't already know, okay? So for some of you, you may be in a situation where you're having to release connections or family or people that aren't serving you anymore, that aren't on your frequency of vibration, that aren't empowering you to be able to express your truth. Like these people, some of the people around you right now, or a person or a relationship, isn't allowing you to shine at your fullest light. You don't feel fully comfortable to be authentically you with no filter whatsoever. Like, or if you did, maybe there's a lack of understanding, because you know, as we go through life and as we raise our vibration, you know, we don't always follow with everyone else. Not everyone raises their vibration with us, and then suddenly we're in a different frequency, and like things don't always get translated across as well when we're in a different frequency to someone else, because every different frequency and level of vibration holds a truth, and them truths are different at each level. And so right now, your truth and how you need to express and embody your authentic self is not maybe the truth and how the other person in this relationship is feeling, or this connection, whatever it is. They're focused on different things. Ultimately, it feels like you have and being called to something in your life path that you're fated to do, and it's just like unfortunate because maybe, like, you know, it isn't exactly like, maybe for a while you were traveling like this, and now it's kind of like you've gone like this off and they're still on the same path. You've leveled up big time when it comes to your passions, discovering your passions, and having to build the strength for yourself to fully embody your own truth and be confident. It feels like recently you've been empowering yourself to do what you love, because you have this realization, you know, and you've built this inner strength, and you're taking it very seriously. You want to be your authentic self, and in this incarnation you want to be happy and light your life with passion and beauty and magic, you know. And you've done a lot of work recently already to light this up inside of yourself, and I feel like Spirit's rewarding you with some connections that are going to help empower you the most. So again, you're making room for more love in your life, whether that's from yourself, I think in two ways, you know, from yourself, but also from other people. And you're going to have more connections that are so aligned with you, and that's what you're manifesting right now. You're the magician, but with this magician energy, it's not just having all the tools that you need, because I feel like in your situation now, there's nothing more that you need to do or gain, or clarity. Maybe there's more clarity to gain. There's nothing physically, I don't think, that is going to be in your way. It's just that mentally, you with the magician, it's about mentally having all of the clarity in place and having all of the belief and confidence in place to empower yourself to make these decisions. We have the Two of Fossils. This is all about balance and balancing and weighing up. This is about a balancing and weighing up before you pounce on something, before you make any decisions. You're really thinking, and this could also be like juggling. You're juggling things. You're juggling your work, you're juggling your tasks, you're juggling connections. This could be you're juggling a connection. You're trying to find balance in a connection, but it feels like one of your feet, it feels like half of you is pulled out and half of you is in, is what it feels like. I'm just gonna zone out for a minute and see what messages come through. I just got a song through. It's like completely unrelated to this card, but it's that what is it? What's her name? Ariana Grande. You know that song is like, I like it, I got it. I want it, I got it. You like my hair? Gee, thanks. Just bought it. Those words are wrong, I know, but it's that song, and that song is so the energy for you guys, like empowered. If you want something, you can get it. Believe that you can get it. Do you know what I mean? Empower yourself. It feels like you're moving into this energy of just badassing, like fully in your frame, and you're kind of like making the choices that are best for you, you know, to find long-term balance. Feels like the waters are choppy right now, and you're trying to keep things held above water. You're trying to keep things afloat is what I feel. Is what I'm getting from this. Let's see what else. Whatever. Okay, so what should we ask? It's really hard in general readings when I get to this point, because I feel like I always want to be like you know, when like you're watching this as a person and you're thinking questions in your head like, well, what does this mean? Like, obviously this isn't my reading, so sometimes I don't know the questions that you'd like me to ask, most importantly. So let's have a think here. Let's clarify this passion card. Woo! I just heated up. When I said that, I got like hot flush all over. I started sweating. And that is very much that energy, isn't it? Jesus, passion. Let's clarify this passion card. Oh my god, you are not going to believe this, you guys. If any of you are familiar with tarot, you're just going to be like, what? You got the Ace of Branches, which is the Ace of Wands. And isn't that just like perfect with this passion card? Because this passion card just reminds you of Ace of Wands. It's like, oh my god. What I can tell you about this passion is that the story of this... What? Oh my god, you guys. Oh my god, you guys. Sorry, you had Camel, Seeker of Branches on the bottom, which is the the Knight of Wands. This is like you really passionately wanting to take action on something, wanting to move towards something, or this could even be someone moving towards you, okay? Because we've got this making room for something, you know, and Jesus, okay? We're going to come back to that, but this Snake, Ace of Branches, ooh, snaky energy, you guys. Snaky energy with this passion makes me feel like some things are a bit in the unknown or secretive, or, you know, like the snakes are quite, what do you call it? They're quite silent in their actions, you know. Some of you could be silently planning to take action on something or towards something, or someone is silently planning and scoping you out to work towards you. I love the story with this Ace of Branches because it's about this snake who... I'm really sorry, you guys. I've got really like gassy like since I've started this. Because you're going to be gassed up. But this Ace of Branches is this snake working his way up this tree. As you can see, some of the branches fallen off. And he's heading towards the clouds. If you notice, he does not know what lies up in the clouds. And this is where that risk energy comes in for you guys. He does not know what is lying ahead. But he's chosen to climb up this anyway because of the passion he feels. And it's this passion that's making you intrigued to go towards something. Because if you look at this princess as well, she's intrigued looking out of the window. But we don't know what she's looking at. And here, the snake is intrigued to climb up higher. But we can't see anything. So it's like there's this element of unknown, but you're still feeling called to work towards it, to move towards it. And it's not going to be easy, or I feel like you're feeling like it's not going to be easy. As we can see, this snake really wrapped around here, kind of curling, and it's quite a big snake for the branch that he's climbing. It always cracks me up. But it's showing that it doesn't matter because you have angelic support. It doesn't matter if you think that this is... I feel like some of you have outgrown something. as well. Outgrowing some of the people you're around. I feel like it doesn't matter if you feel like you're climbing up towards something and there's quite a bit of unknown, or if you feel like the ground might just break beneath you and you will fall down. No, you won't, because if you notice here, there's angels' wings holding these branches up and supporting them. You're not alone. The path that you're walking now is being divinely guided, and you are divinely guided and supported along this journey, okay? So the next expansion coming for you, sorry we got a bit carried away, is definitely, to summarize this, you are going to be completely clearing out, you guys, any of this low energy that you've been feeling, any of this Five of Swords energy of like, don't know what decision to make, don't know how to move forward, it all seems a bit scary, it's frustrating, I don't know what to say, don't know how to communicate, everything seems risky, I'm scared of looking like a fool, or maybe getting too separated from something, like the people that you're around, or anything like that. Sorry, I'm just zoning out on this camel card. But your expansion that you're coming into is one of passion, my lovely friends, and this may be involving a connection. It's really funny because this is pile number 4, and pile number 4 on my last pick a pile I did on my Instagram, exactly the same message, okay? So if you're watching this, you may want to go to my Instagram and look at that pick a pile there. Oh, hopefully you can find it, but yeah, it's very similar energy to that. So this is very exciting, and I've noticed, especially recently, there's a lot going in the air, in the energy right now, to do with relationships. If you're in a relationship, a lot of people right now in relationships are having some issues and are having to communicate, or are having to leave people behind, or are having to contemplate and reconsider things. And people that aren't in a relationship right now are all feeling quite like, you know, now's the time, I want someone, now's the time for a relationship, and like you want to welcome in that divine counterpart. A lot of people are getting that energy. So if you feel like this, please don't feel alone. Don't feel like all of this has come out of nowhere and like, you know, like it's like this, you can't help your desires, and your desires lead you towards your fate and your path. So don't try push your desires down just because you've got comfy and it's just easier and it's like, now I have to do all this. Light up your life by honoring your desires, because they're going to take you on a journey to a magical place, far away from the people who I think you once were surrounded by, and one of a more authentic individual path. You're stepping into authenticity even more so than you already have, because you've already done work on that. So your expansion is to do with relationships, and it is making room right now for your expansion to come in. As I said, for some of you this is a person, yeah, so some of you it's a person, some of you it's just maybe that you are focusing on yourself more, and you're having more love from your friends, having more support from your friends, and you're focusing on connections that aren't draining you anymore. You're really setting yourself free, you know? So I hope that this reading helped. I've absolutely loved your pile, you guys. I think this was my favorite pile. But yeah, so I absolutely loved your reading. I really hope that this helped bring you some clarity, and yeah, all the best to you guys. You are about to walk into such a badass cycle, and such an empowering one too. Oh, I just got that song in my head. It was like, yeah, you know what it is, everything I do it big, yeah. Screaming mad stuff, bad stuff, sorry, I got really carried on there. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. It's called Black and Yellow. Okay, so 2 songs for you that you should go listen to is Ariana Grande, I think it's called 7 Things, you know, these are the few of my favorite things. And then yeah, Ariana Grande and Black and Yellow. Listen to them songs, put on some makeup or do your hair nice or put on your favorite outfit, whatever gender you are, make yourself feel amazing, look in the mirror, put on them songs, sing to yourself and empower yourself, because you will get through this. You're being divinely guided, and even though it seems hard right now, you're going to be in a completely different space after this expansion, and you're going to feel a lot stronger as well, and you're not going to feel any kind of wibbliness when it comes to your security. You're going to feel strong and secure and protected and guided from spirit and the people and friends around you. So love and light you guys so much, and I'll speak to you all again soon.